We've got actor, improviser, and our new best friend, Brooke Trantor, in to discuss how to celebrate being single during the holiday season, and we are going to sip our nightcap, Rudolph the red wine reindeer, tonight on It's Complicated.
You're listening to It's Complicated with your hosts Jennifer Golden and Lauren Leonelli, coming to you live from the AfterBuzz TV studios in Los Angeles, California.
Hello, master daters. Welcome back for another episode of It's Complicated.
The struggle is real when you're dating in the city.
I'm not Lauren.
And I'm not Jen. And next to me, I have Jen Golden.
And next to me, I have Lauren Leonelli, everybody.
Why'd you do that? You messed up our run.
I just really felt like I needed to change things up and
You're right.
keep you on your toes.
It did need to be changed up a little bit.
I was wondering if our listeners are like, enough of this game, or if they're like, I love it when these guys do that.
I think they love it.
I think so too, but so now I added just, some spice.
We're not each other.
Exactly. We are ourselves. And that's cool because today we're going to discuss how to celebrate your single status throughout the holidays, guys. We're changing the ways people discuss being single and view it.
Yeah.
And we're giving helpful tips for how to give yourself some love with actor and improviser and our new best friend, Brooke Trantor.
Yes, you guys, Brooke is originally from Quincy, Illinois, and has been acting her entire life, like the whole time.
The whole life.
She studied at the British American Drama Academy, which sounds very dramatic. And she received her BFA in acting from the Illinois Wesleyan University, because there's another one. After falling in love with improv in the 8th grade, she went on to study at Second City, UCB, IO, and Groundlings, and has performed all over LA with her team, This Is Carol.
I wonder if it's about like Carol Burnett or just like Carol, that like annoying girl.
It could be because Carol's super annoying and like one of those know-it-alls. It's all the time. It's like, okay, Carol, we get it.
Why?
Sorry, I'm hungover again, Carol.
Poor Carol.
Well,
like all the Carols in the world, like are there any cool Carols?
No, they all have sticks up their asses.
Well, and
I hope that's what that Carol means. We'll have to ask her.
We will find out shortly.
Yes.
She also assistant directed and then went on to star in Undateable at Second City for 2 years, written by Robin Lynn Norris. Her last short film, Night 4, toured the world in the festival circuit, the whole world, guys.
All of it.
Premiering at the esteemed Outfest in Los Angeles. And she takes pride in her versatility as a filmmaker and writer. Yours or Mine, which Brooke wrote, directed, produced, and stars in, is getting ready to enter the festival circuit and is filled with heavy doses of pulling at the heartstrings.
All this is so perfect for
Our
us.
favorite.
Yeah.
Brooke's latest comedy series, Botanical Bays, was just featured in the LA Times.
I mean, that also sounds amazing.
Is that about weed?
I mean, I don't know, but I love it. Just all the cute titles, which I'm a sucker for.
Me too.
Brooke is honored to share her stories with her community and is passionate and determined to continue to lift women up in the entertainment industry. And it's perfect for our topic, too, because it's all about lifting each other up.
Like
and
a Josh Groban song.
Totally. No,
you lift
not,
me up.
No, you raise me up, and no.
Damn, so
Don't.
close.
No, but I can't.
Remember, it's a really good song, Jeff, if you want to play it.
The Enemy, please don't. I can't. I do not like Josh Groban.
I love him.
The Enemy Within. Really?
We'll get there.
Jen.
Sorry.
Oh, The Enemy Within. I don't even know you right now. The Enemy Within, where Brooke plays the opposite of Jennifer Carpenter in a flashback scene, is like her next, big thing. So keep a lookout for that in 2019. And just a little side note, you could find Brooke out on the dating scene too, but suitors beware because she's allergic to most delicious foods. So please, next time you eat a big pint of Ben & Jerry's, mourn for her because she's lactose intolerant. And this you're going to need to know. I mean, listen, be open about your shit, people, and also put it all out there.
Exactly. I would mourn for her because I love ice cream.
I do
stuff,
too.
So.
I mean, I would be more sad if it were bacon, but.
Well, you know what I'm not sad about? The fact that she can drink our beverage tonight. So before we get into everything, it's time for our nightcap, Rudolph the red wine reindeer. Had
So
a very shiny
red nose
cap.
Yes.
Anywho, so we're cheersing to the start of the holidays and to those of you who feel like you don't quite fit in right now. So here's to all the singles out there that are just like Rudolph, who we think was fine all on his own, honestly, guys, because he's the best guy anyway. So screw all the other reindeer that used to laugh and call him names just because he was different with that cute red nose.
He's like the single people. It's like everyone's like mocking him, but guess what?
Shaming them.
He's
in
the
fact.
fucking leader.
He is. Exactly. It's
Like,
cute.
also, and then all of a sudden, we
like-
talked about this before. Those reindeer wanted to be friends with him all of a sudden. Like, first they're like, you're single, Rudolph. And then once they knew he could give them something, then they were friends with him and he allowed that. I would have been like, fuck you, dancer.
I think he was an accepting
fuck
guy.
yourself. No,
He's like,
sorry.
really elevated and enlightened
I would
and
have been like,
welcoming and stuff.
I'm just going to drive the sleigh around and you guys can go sit in the back. I'm the VIP.
He's Santa's pet.
That's
literally
what I would have done if I were Rudolph. But anyway.
Anyway, guys, we're bringing Rudolph brings all the Christmas cheers.
He does.
Get it? See what
because
we did
he's
there?
the leader just because he's different. He fits in. Like,
Anyway.
because he's different.
That was complicated.
I like him. I
Same
like
thing.
Rudy. Good old Rudy. I'm keeping it complicated. I know that I am, and I always do. Thanksgiving just happened. I did all of the eating. Could not stop myself.
Did you make anything?
Yeah, I made my famous stuffing, which is real simple. It's my mom's recipe. I don't like I'll eat any stuffing, let's be honest. But like, I don't like when stuffing has like all the things in it. Like, don't put walnuts in it. And,
No,
like,
or
don't
celery?
Well,
Stop.
celery's in this stuffing, but that's because it's like celery and onions are like kind of a base and basically there for like texture. They're not really like, enough. I don't know. It's like very traditional. Like, I'm pretty sure the Pilgrims used this recipe.
Well,
And
Then
I
we
don't
should obviously
want
keep doing
all
it.
of the other things in my stuffing, although I will not turn down stuffing. But it's very traditional. I made that and some Brussels sprout thing because that's what they wanted me to make. And I just went to a friend's house and whatever. But also, we talk about love and hearts on this show. Guys, I thought I had a heart problem.
you did.
And Jen thought she had a heart problem too.
We thought we had twin heart problems.
heart disease, and we were going to make a show out of it. But now we can't because I went to the doctor and I don't have a heart problem. Or maybe it's just not being discovered because maybe I am. They hooked me up to an EKG, and then the doctor straight looked at me and was like, you're stressed out, so stop. Because then I'm like, I feel like I'm going to give myself a heart problem. She's like, that's exactly what you're going to do. And she told me something, and it made me think about the dating and relationship world when she said it. She said, how many times a day are you doing just one thing at a time? And I said, never. She said, well, stop doing that. Her advice to me was to go put my feet in the earth with no shoes on. I like this doctor. And then she said, also practice doing one thing at a time for an hour of the day. Just start doing that. There was other advice too, but I think that focus is a thing when you're on a dating app, or maybe just dating where you're looking for one thing specific, focus on that. I just thought maybe it was something that everyone could relate to a little bit. But I don't have a heart problem, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I think also in this day and age with like all of the things that distract us from every single thing, like, I mean, I literally don't remember which app I'm on at any given point.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, wait, what was I doing 10 seconds ago?
Yeah.
I've gone down a rabbit hole on Instagram. I'm swiping on an app. I'm texting with you. I'm petting my dog and I'm watching Hallmark all at the same time while pouring myself a glass of wine. I'm like, I must be an octopus. I have a million
I was going to
arms.
say you've grown arms, but it's
I'm
funny
very
once
talented.
you're aware of the fact that you are multitasking so hard that you then become very aware of maybe trying to stop doing that so much.
Right. Basically, we're supposed to be present, guys. Like
Yeah,
the
so-
holidays.
yeah.
Gifts. Give yourself the
Presents,
gift
yes,
of presents.
Yes. So
Anywho.
that's me.
That is you. So I gave myself a gift on Wednesday night. I was supposed to go on a date if you all were listening to our show
yes.
last week. I was going after the show. And so I go to the date and I arrive and I text the guy, hey, I'm here. And he says, hey, I'm running like behind a bit. And I said, how long's a bit? Because I know where he lives and I know it was far if he hadn't left yet. So he says, 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just getting in an Uber now. So I said, okay, I'm going home now. This is very rude. You should have told me you were running late before I arrived. So
And he was like, okay, cool.
he was okay. He said, okay, cool. I proceeded to then block him on anywhere I could, like texting, app, everything.
good.
I was like, bye, Felicia. So I was basically telling the universe that I want someone who is better than that, and basically my modern day Prince Charming, like I explained last week. And this guy just would never have cut it. And also, since we're talking about being single for the holidays and how you might feel bad about that or be stressed out about it, and other people might feel bad about it, you don't want a guy that's going to show up late and not
Yeah.
put you first and prioritize your date and be a fucking slob.
Especially
like, no.
the first time, or like honestly, shit happens. Like, had he texted you a half hour beforehand, like, I had a meeting run late at work. I'm so sorry. Can we please push it to this time? I totally get it if that doesn't work for whatever. But like, he was just like, meh about it.
Totally meh. I didn't like it. I went home and I felt real good about it. And I was like questioning myself, like, am I being nitpicky? Am I being that girl?
No, you're not.
And I was like, oh, hold on a second. My time is precious and this guy could care less about my time.
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. So also, Thanksgiving was amazing, relaxing. I cooked with friends. We did a baby gender reveal for some friends of ours. They're having a girl, which is really cute, but no one thought it was going to be a girl, so it's like hard to wrap your head around it. You're probably the only person.
Yeah.
I also went rampant on the Black Friday sales.
You did.
I got so many cute holiday parties and date night outfits to like feel hot in.
This is part of what we're going to talk about. This is part of what we're going to talk about.
I come.
And so let's just get into it, guys, because we're going to bring our guest in. Her latest film is called Yours Is Mine, and right now she's all ours. Welcome to the studio, Brooke Trantor.
Woot, what up?
Wait, it's actually called Yours Are Mine, right?
Yours are mine.
Oh, yours
are mine.
Yeah. Yours. Oh,
Like your things are my things.
Yours are mine.
Your pain is
I
my
see.
pain. Your
Oh,
love-
see,
yeah.
all of it. We
Deep.
share. We're all
of it.
connected.
Tears.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us.
I don't
Thanks
want
for having
other
me.
people's pain.
No, we well, sometimes you can help. You can take it on and help someone that you care about by like empathizing with their,
They have to show up to dinner on time.
that
first.
they do.
First.
Can you believe that?
I just want to say I am so inspired by you because I've done things like that, and I always question myself. Why do we do that?
Like
You're both Wonder Women. Like why do I question the fact that,
that
I
you-
know I deserve more?
You know why? Because there's a girl somewhere in the world that would do that and she doesn't deserve more and she's kind of bitchy and she's like, whatever. This guy should put out all the stops. And it's like that tone
Sure.
and that girl who's
Yeah.
like super entitled and like crazy expectations. However, normal girls and awesome girls like us who just want to find love like normal people have realistic expectations. Like, hey, if we have a date, come to it.
It's all
on
about
time.
the intention and perspective, because anybody is going to act on what they think they're worthy of, and some people are unaware of what their worth is in a more or less way than the reality. But at the end of the day, if your intention is, I want these things for myself because whatever your reason is, great, as long as you're staying true to that and you know that it's because it's like a realistic thing and not just because you're angry or because you're trying to like hurt someone's feelings or
Right.
something. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you're like, I just want someone to be on time, like that's reasonable.
It's also kind of easy, even in LA. Like plan ahead a
plan
little
ahead.
bit. Okay.
Right. And he made this plan.
Yeah.
So it was weird.
Bye.
And exactly. And I also am like really punctual. So it's just, like, because of so many reasons, like be true to what you say, like respect other people's time, the whole thing. So if you don't do those things and you show up late, like to me, it says so much. So
Yeah.
for the fact of that alone, I was like, oh, this is definitely not going to be my person. And I wasn't trying to teach the guy a lesson. I was like, no, I don't want you in my life.
If you were trying to teach him a lesson, you would have like let him come and then made him
Right.
feel bad.
Had he also been like, I'm so sorry, I should have texted you earlier, I will make it up to you when I get there, a whole, the riot act, I would have been like, oh, okay, I'll stay.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, cool.
Great. Cool. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Forever.
Ta-ta,
That's
old man.
when
This
you're
is why
like-
you're single.
That's why you don't that's when you don't question
Right.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Brooke,
Absolutely. Love that.
you're single and like loving it, and that's kind of what we're talking about today, is like why the perspective of what single is and like how people really kind of like look at single like as if you're failing somehow when it's like, or that and you get these questions a lot during the holidays because you're around family, so you get your aunts and uncles or just people you haven't seen in a while, like, you're such a catch, why are you single? Like, well, maybe it's my choice, or maybe it's really not that bad to be single, or there's all these different ways to change the perspective. And you really feel like you were talking to us earlier about how you just love where you're at right now.
Yeah, I actually think where I'm at, being a single woman, is actually one of the greatest successes I've ever had, because I can say with confidence, I've fallen in love with myself. And how could I expect someone else to fall in love with me if I haven't done that already?
Right.
Right? Because then I'm always going to be working towards these expectations of where I think I should be in a relationship.
Right.
I'm here. Right? I'm here.
How did you get there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think it was, it's been years of like therapy, whatever your thing is, but like self-growth. and questioning why I am the way I am, and what are the things I love and why do I love them, or what are the deal breakers, like I need this in my life, right? And taking the time to do that, as opposed to frantically dating, or like you said, like I got to get out there. I'm not out there. I'm not out there dating every day, but I am working on myself every day, every night and day, and
that's
really
where
great.
people should start.
That's what I would hope. I hope whoever he is out there, I pray he's doing the same thing.
Well, I was just going to say, whoever he
Pray
is
hard.
going to appreciate that about you. You would hope, or you don't want someone that's not gonna.
Right.
So
yeah. As my father always said, I always loved this. He said, you know what, Brooke? You're a lot. So wherever he is out there, he's got a lot of work to do before he meets you. I was like, yes, he does, Dad. Yes.
No, but see, you're not apologizing for the things you want and don't want. Like, that's the thing, is you can't, like, flim-flam, like we like to say, back and forth between, like, okay, I want someone to be on time, and then I'm going to say that I want them to be on time, but I'm going to allow them to not be on time, or I'm going to get mad that they're not on time, and then I'm going to question myself. Like, none of the, if you're more secure and this is what I need and this is what I want and this is why, and there's really we're not going to debate about it, like, then there's no reason to, the only way to get there is to really ask yourself, and there's no reason to, like, even talk about it. It just is what it is.
Right.
Simple.
Exactly. And then you get rid of the whole insecurity thing when you start dating somebody, because you're like, oh, wait, you already signed up for this? We are in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the holidays and being single? Does it affect you at all? Or are you just like, oh, cool, it's just another time?
Yeah, I think it affected me. I understand that idea. I understand what people go through of, like, you want to be with someone. I channel all that energy into my other relationships, my friendships, my family, and I focus on that love that is already in my life, that is so huge and inspiring to me. So I guess I just refocus what I would be thinking I was lacking. Because it doesn't really cross my mind. Like, I don't have to buy another gift. I don't have to think about what he wants. Like, not part of my life right now. That's okay.
Yeah, and it's okay to think about what you don't have to do.
Oh, I love the
you're
idea of
in.
not
Yeah.
having to spend money on, like, someone like that. Like,
Yeah.
cool. That's why I went and bought myself really cute stuff on Black Friday.
Yeah, I
'cause
bought
I'm
a
like,
juicer,
huh.
a really good juicer.
Oh, that's
Oh.
great. What kind?
Forgot. Sorry. It starts with a B. Does that bring it?
Brayville or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Mhm.
But they
Oh.
were like 40% off on Amazon.
Love.
Go
Check.
wrong with that.
Check. See, Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Merry Christmas to you.
And
So-
then, Brooke, bring your mic a little closer so everyone can hear your
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
voice.
Hi.
Oh, there we go.
that better?
You're giving
Oh,
such
yeah.
great advice over
Great.
here.
And
with
great
your
voice.
Juicer.
Exactly. So, okay, so you don't have the same issue a lot of people do, because that is amazing and you are like light years ahead. But for those people that do feel like they are like warding off all the craziness that comes their way, which, by the way, their families just add to the already existing feelings people have toward
Sure.
themselves about being single. Like, I know me. And part of this came from me feeling this way, that we're like, let's talk about this, because I want somebody during the holidays, because I watch all the Hallmark movies, which I love, and I love, and I love Christmas. And I'm like, oh, I want to like snuggle with someone. Also, my birthday falls right before the holidays. So I'm like, if I'm dating somebody over Christmas time, we'll be together for my birthday too, and it will be magical. It is not that way at this moment in time. Lots can change, but anywho. So I feel the pressure to be in a relationship over the holidays, because it screams love to me, but like a romantic love, because people disperse so much.
Yeah.
So for me, it's
But
that.
also,
it's like that
you're
rock.
inundated by society's
Yes.
like viewpoints on what it's supposed to be right now, and there's just other ways to get it. It's just that our brains go the way that the marketing gets us, and the Hallmark
Right.
movies. I mean, hello.
I mean, I was also born like a Christmas baby, like literally 3 days before Christmas.
Right.
If I could like be in Santa's bloodline, I would hope to be in it. Like, I do the 23andMe just to find that out.
It's you like it anyway, so it's
Yeah.
a double whammy.
Exactly. So for me, it's especially difficult because and then also my dad, who passed away, his birthday is right before the holidays. So it's like a whole freaking flim flam. So this show is for me, basically now, and all the audience that feels the same way. But again, going back.
If you're in a relationship, just to interject, like, please think about, or not in a relationship, please think about your viewpoint and your perspective. Like, you don't have to ask your single friend, like, who can I set you up with? How about you just don't even fucking talk about it because nobody fucking cares. And don't be like, oh, please make sure you come out. Oh, if I invite you out, come out because you never know. You know that thing. Like, I don't really care. Like, I don't have a lot of time to give right now because a lot of my time is for myself. So I'll come out if I want to when it concerns me and I'm fine where I'm at. Before I met my boyfriend, I loved being single. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I'll take a boyfriend. Sounds good, but this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
Hell yeah.
But we're trying to remove the pressure, obviously.
Yes.
And I'm telling myself the same thing right
And
now.
I will say, that doesn't mean I don't have moments of that, right? Like,
Sure.
It's a wonderful life. Like, you know, those kind of, like,
Yeah.
oh, look at the pretty picture. But
Oh, and he wants to lasso the moon for her. I'm like, this
no
guy-
one has ever said that to me,
Hello?
you know. But
Well, I don't want the moon
Also not
necessarily,
realistic,
but like
but still.
maybe just a really nice bottle of wine.
lasso it. I'll take
Or
it.
walk my dog for me.
Sure.
I don't know. I'll take anything at this
Yeah.
point. That's nice.
So there are always moments of
Yeah.
that nostalgia of being in a.
And that's
couple.
okay, you guys. We're not saying
Yeah.
like nobody's to feel that way, or if the one person does to have a conversation with you about being single or whatever, that it couldn't be something productive or like really awesome, or they couldn't maybe be like, you know, give good advice or have a potential mate for you. Who knows if that's what you want.
Right.
But it's like, just don't, take the negative like viewpoint of like single equals bad.
Right. So, for instance, a common misconception among well-meaning family and friends is to assume that just because somebody is single and hasn't found someone, it's because that they can't. They literally cannot. That's not necessarily the case. Like in your instance, you're saying you're not even out there.
Well, I mean, my schedule is like very busy, and if I was to meet someone, I feel like it would be bumping into someone at Gelson's.
And you'd
how-
be open to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And my heart is open. It's just like in my day to day, I'm not really going out. Those were years past.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Are you on any apps?
No, I have done all those. I had about a year stint where I went on 4 different dates, and they were all what you would qualify
Wait,
as.
in the whole year?
Mhm.
4 dates.
Because
Yeah.
they were all like, by the end of the date, my safety was threatened. I had traumatic,
Yeah.
and
that's-
each and every one of them was like that in a different way.
Okay, now
So I think that was like,
I'm
I don't
horrified.
know. I don't know.
Jen is very afraid of that. I was less afraid of it, but should have probably been more aware. Do you have advice on things to look out for? Because we do talk about that stranger danger thing.
Right. Okay. So I think it's very simple. And I was younger.
Okay.
When the red flag is there, when you feel it in the pit of your stomach, that is your instinct is the strongest thing you possess.
So
Just
how do you
walk away?
How do you but how do you do that? Because a lot of people, or especially women who are really like emotionally in tune, don't want to look like a bitch, don't want to be like whatever Jen just said. I didn't want to tell him like, no thanks, don't come on this date because I thought I was going to look like I was being too picky or bitchy or whatever. Like, how do you in the moment do the walking away? Do you literally just feel like, I don't feel comfortable, I have to go?
Yeah. Well, I've never done it because
Okay.
I stayed on those dates. But I had a conversation with a male friend of mine who has left dates before, and apparently this is something you can do. You just say, you know what, you're a lovely person. I do wish you all the best. I'm just not really feeling it now. So,
And
let's
just do
call
that.
it.
You don't even have to say like you're making me feel uncomfortable, or you don't even have to. You can just say.
I feel like that's a circumstantial thing.
If
If
you
you feel
f-
your safety is
Yeah,
threatened,
yeah.
maybe just write it out and then never talk to them again, which
Right.
is what I did.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I mean, you guys just beware. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to know the difference between like, is it a worry or is it my gut? But always just err on the gut feeling if you think it's teetering on safety issues.
Right.
Like,
Right.
because somebody who isn't actually trying to hurt you isn't going to get mad at you for that. If you're like,
Right.
listen, back the fuck off, dude, you're freaking me out. If that person isn't trying to freak you out, they're going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone who is trying to freak you out will then go for the
Right,
ultimate
right.
point.
And
Probably
I
a
always
date
did
line.
tell a friend that was nearby,
Very
this is where I'm
smart.
going. This is who he is. Like, here's everything.
I like that.
But I've always done that.
Okay. But
just
still.
safety first.
Okay,
I
so
like it.
so
I
the
like
dating
it.
apps and online dating isn't your jam because of that. Okay, that's
Okay, well, so now here are some things that, family members might ask you as though these are all very novel ideas.
Okay.
Have you tried volunteering to meet someone?
join a gym.
Oh, maybe take a cooking class.
Yeah, like what? No, I'm sorry. These are like
Or my mom's personal favorite. You should go to temple on a Friday night so you'll meet a nice Jewish guy. I'm like, you know who's at temple on Friday night? No one that I want to know, because they're either married with their families or old as fuck. So thanks,
No, thanks.
Mom. Thanks for your 50s, you like your 1950s advice. Sorry, Mom, love you, but no.
My friend's mom is 1950s advice. It's like, you should wear a red lipstick. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? That's not going to do anything.
Oh my God, I love it. And should you also have pin curls?
I mean, I don't know, but it's like, no, I'm not doing it.
And wear a Letterman jacket?
And master the wink.
Totally.
Hi.
I'm really good at winking. In fact, sometimes I do it just for fun to see what people do.
And then maybe Conrad Birdie will pin you and you'll be going steady.
Oh my God, and it's Grease Lightning.
Well, that was Bye Bye Birdie, but it's close enough.
No, I was grouping them.
All of them.
You were
time
all
period.
the same thing.
Yeah.
They were all the same
Exactly.
thing.
It's all
So you
ridiculous.
just beware of those things, guys, and maybe you could figure out like how to just be real honest in those moments.
Like when Mom and Aunt Paula, say all kinds of nonsense, you say to them, hey, your off-the-cuff suggestions of places to find a man really aren't helpful. Why don't you go through your mental Rolodex of people you know who you could connect me with?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked your parents or any aunt or uncle or any human for help?
For help dating?
In terms of like who they
probably
know?
just offer it to you.
Who they know.
Yeah, like someone's son or like...
Well, I feel like all the people my family knows, they're all back in Illinois, Chicago, and that's not where I am. So,
Not
and
helpful.
that's not where I'm going to go.
But
yeah.
Jen's
but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jen's mom tries to do that.
Oh, from here. She's in Miami. She once actually set me up with somebody here. She had hives and went to a doctor in Miami. And he happened to be a Jewish doctor around his 30s. And she's like, hey, do you know anybody in LA that I could set my daughter up with? Shows him a picture of me from like my website, not a normal photo, and was like, set her up with someone. So he actually found someone he knows in LA and set me up with that person.
And then when Jen came home, her mother set her up like for a week on a date with some dentist from Miami or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, what? Her mom is constantly trying to do it. And
Not
it's-
always well, but sometimes, I mean, one or two times has been not so terrible.
Okay.
But guys, just have, you know what, go if you want to change the perspective of how people are like going to confront you about your singledom during the holidays. These are tips to like change that. Just be open. Like, I feel like, Brooke, I feel like I could totally hear you being like, someone talking about like freezing your eggs or something. I fucking hate when people talk about that. Have you thought about freezing your eggs? Has somebody ever said that to you?
No, I don't think that would be a good conversation. I think that conversation would end real quick.
Why? What would you say?
Yeah.
Because that's not a conversation I would have. That is such an intrusive thing to say to someone. It is not, first of all, I mean, depending on who it is, but still, it's none of your business. I just feel like people are so easy to just like prod into everybody's life these days, and I don't think social media helps, but
You're right.
I mean, if that's something my mother wanted to ask, perhaps we would have that conversation.
Totally.
But if it was a stranger, like at a family part, no, that's not a conversation.
I think people just feel like they can start offering because they really want to help you fix this thing. Like,
But
you
they
need to
also
be
want to
fixed.
help because then they feel they've contributed.
Yeah, like,
Sure.
Brooke has this problem, or Jen has this problem, or Lauren has this problem, so let's fix it. Have you ever thought about freezing your eggs? Listen, if someone says that to you, be like, listen, Uncle Greg, my eggs are not, first of all, I don't worry about their expiration date. Second of all, none of your business. And this is a conversation that doesn't need to be happening right now. Like that, what if so basically what you're telling me is I'm only good for having a child. What if I don't even want to have a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the whole thing that comes.
It's also very strange. Do we go around asking men about their sperm count?
No, but they can freeze eggs now. Or sperm, I heard, and they should probably.
No, they
because
can. But
Apparently,
still-
things happen
but-
and things go awry for them.
And listen, I'm sure they can, but good point, Brooke. It is not a conversation that people bring up. They're not like, how's your sperm count? You're getting old.
So
Because
weird.
guess what? Men's age is a factor in the whole thing as well. But nobody
yeah.
fucking talks about that.
And you find out about that later when you are trying to have kids, right?
Totally.
And then you somehow coerce the guy to go get tested because he obviously thinks it's you and your eggs that can have babies.
Just
but
like
it's
because
just
you're the one who had the HPV. It's always the girl's fucking fault.
Even though you're the one passing it around
Yeah.
town.
Hell
exactly
to the
those
yes.
guys. But also, okay, in a like real talk,
Yeah.
eggs are a real thing and they do have an expiration date. However, we all have doctors, and especially in your age of like, if you're thinking of one day settling down, like we're clearly going to a doctor regularly for normal female testing and things and pap smears and all that jazz. So like, we got it under control,
We got-
everyone, family members.
But also, the eggs, yes, they have an expiration date like your fucking life. But also, there's this this too.
I'm not going to live
The point
forever.
about that is that you don't know. There's 7,000 things that could go wrong with why you're not getting pregnant. Eggs is one of the 7,000 things.
You could also be married to the world's worst person, like Khloe Kardashian, or like she was
they're
married to Lamar Odom
Oh.
and couldn't get pregs, and guess what? Got pregnant with somebody else who wasn't so great. But it doesn't matter. The point is, sometimes you can be in a situation where it keeps you from getting pregnant mentally and emotionally.
So that's true. So there's so many things that go into it. So we really don't need to be discussing that. And you guys just say it. If someone says something that makes you feel uncomfortable, be like, don't single shame me.
Yeah. Or ask them something really uncomfortable back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super passive aggressive, but like whatever, fuck it.
Yeah.
They started it.
And I think just like changing the story, like this is not a negative thing. It's a choice I've made. If I wanted to be married and have kids right now, I probably would, right? If that was something I needed right now.
You just pick the next
go
schmo
have
down
it.
the street.
Go have it. You know, it is an intention
Yeah.
with all the other wonderful things happening in my life that I'm choosing to do. And I'm sure many people are. So I don't know. It can also, I suppose, be a learning opportunity for other people that don't focus on other things. And
That's true. I have a lot of friends that, are married very young. I was in 7 weddings like before I was 30. It was like a lot.
I can't even understand what that
A
must be
lot
like.
of those people are not married now, and that is okay. I'm not saying marriage is a bad thing. This is not saying being in a relationship is a bad thing or being married is a bad thing. It's just saying everyone is doing them, and that is okay. And just because you went off and got married when you were 25 and I didn't, doesn't mean that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, and you aren't either. Like, we're just doing our thing.
Exactly.
The worst, though, of all the things is when someone who's married and didn't ever go on dating apps asks you how dating is going, as though like it's super easy to meet somebody and they just like met in their like random yoga class one day and like, or they met through friends and it was just super simple or whatever it was. Because like, what do you say back to them? Well, I went on. I left a date last Wednesday, in fact, because the guy was not going to show up on time. And then before that, I had a series of really shitty dates. And before that, I dated somebody for 4.5 months. And that guy then was like, oh, no, now I need therapy and stuff. And like before that was like all the things. Oh, it's going swimmingly. Like it's really just a damn great time.
Also,
I love it.
Feel like
Love.
another generation potentially at a family event, or someone that got, like my friends that got married when they were like 22, they have no fucking clue what it's like to be dating now. No idea.
Yeah.
Zero.
So like, don't give me advice on the fact that you went to church and met your husband and you got married a week after I graduated. Like, you don't even fucking know.
Sure.
You don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't even know. They don't know. And that's so annoying because, like, again, going back to my mom, bless her heart, but she's a really good example. So, like, she'll just be like, you should just, did you go out? Did you meet anyone nice? And I'm like, would you like to be more specific? Although I know what you're asking. You're asking if I met my husband. I didn't meet my husband. And then she'll ask me about like a date. She'll be like, have you gone on any dates lately? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, well, why don't you tell me about them? Because you literally asked me everything about the human being that I'll never see again. And do I really want to tell you that Mark from Chicago, who does this for a job and has 3 dogs, is all of these things? And then you were like, well, what happened after that date? And I'm like, the guy ghosted me. What's ghosting? And like, she has no idea
It's exhausting.
that you literally could go on 5 dates with somebody and then they vanish into thin air.
Because I don't think that used to happen.
No, that meant they were married if they
That's
went
a
on
whole
5
other
dates.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is that about? And why do people think that's okay?
I don't know. Like I think in the past they were like, well, you're okay and you're okay and I don't hate you, and like you sound good on paper, and like our parents might know each other. Marriage material.
It's just
Happy
different now,
life.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
But that means, I think, like we're saying, like, take the time to think about what you want. Everything's different now. Like, women go to college now and have careers. I'm just saying it's
They can vote.
It's laughable, but it's true. Like, my grandma got married after she graduated high school because it's like you went from one house to another. Like, where was she
exactly
gonna?
what mine did too.
Where was she gonna go?
Yeah,
She got to get
18
married.
years old.
Yeah, my
Right
grandma
after her
too.
birthday.
Yeah,
Boom.
me too. It's like that's what happens. So it's a different day and age. And
Well,
I
I'm
think
19, so it's happening soon.
it just, I mean, yes, it is. But it's like, you've been single for a while, Brooke, and you feel like you've gone through, like you've seen it. If you have the ability and the privilege of being single for a long enough time, you can watch the changes happening that other people just don't see because they're in a relationship.
That's so true.
Is it rude to place bets on divorces? Ooh,
No.
We should support love, but maybe better choices would be
What do you
good
think
start.
it's like the most surprising change
you
you've
want some of this?
seen happen? Yeah, sure.
Change I've seen in what?
And like the dating world, that you feel like there's been like a drastic turn or maybe just even your perspective, like something
Right.
for you that changed in the amount of time you've been single.
Well, I have been when I first started dating after that long relationship, I was shocked by the things that people think that they can get away with. I remember dating someone, meeting I shouldn't say that, whatever. Meeting his family, him inviting me to his birthday party with all of our friends, me showing up, and him introducing me to his girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
Wait, I'm
Excuse me?
sorry. I almost want to close my computer
Honey,
and throw it.
ladies,
Come again?
this
Stop.
I'll write
Tell
a
me
book
more.
one day.
Tell me
And
more.
Please do.
those kinds of things, like I thought I was someone's girlfriend, and then find out about
But like you're having a relationship, going on dates, more than just friends. Like you've crossed the
family, met family.
What?
I'm
Yeah.
so confused.
But wait, I'm
was he
sorry.
in an open
So
relationship?
friend. Brooke, what did he say?
No.
This is my girlfriend,
Yeah,
Melissa?
here, I want you to meet. And I'm like, oh, hi, you. What's up? He's like, well, this is girlfriend. Oh, okay. And then I just proceeded to tequila.
Why did you stay?
Because we had several mutual friends. I mean, it was a community. So
I am sorry. What in the actual fuck?
I'm
What
sorry.
did you do?
I need
What did you do
another hour
after
just
that? I
for
mean, I
this.
get in that moment where you're like, I don't know what to do. We have mutual friends.
I think this was the beginning of me really asking myself, what is it that you want? And what are you willing to deal with? And let's get clear from the beginning.
Okay, but
Let's
wait.
get clear real quick about what's happening.
Speaking about getting clear, then
Right.
let me ask you this, because we've asked you, like, what are the red flags on a date where you feel uncomfortable?
Right.
Looking back in it now, perspective is always more clearer. Like, what do you think is there something that maybe now sticks out that you were like, that if you see or hear or feel this thing, it might equal that?
I think if someone is into you, you're aware of that every day. And if there are gaps in communication, you feel it, you know it. Not that you need someone up your asshole every day. Like, I
No.
don't need that. But,
You
Wait,
can
so
and
was
that's
tell.
he
happened a few
missing
times.
at different points in time? Like,
not missing, but just like not as eager. And then one day more eager, and then not as eager than that.
Not
you
consistent
know?
eagerness.
Juggling all
how
the
long?
balls.
How long did this go on for?
This was so long ago. Maybe a couple months. For me, that's a very after that long relationship. That was a very long time for me, because usually it's a one, maybe
Yeah.
2 date thing.
Oh,
in
a
my-
couple months is for sure a lot, especially as you
yeah.
get older. I feel like a couple months becomes, if you're,
And you met his family.
that's crazy.
What did he introduce you to the family as? Brooke
my
or girlfriend?
Yeah, not girlfriend. But I'm also not one to like introduce
yeah.
myself that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, but he was introducing her to the family. What did he say? This is my fucking roommate? Like,
Wait,
clearly.
but had you done sex? Can you say that or no?
Sure.
Okay.
She crossed the friendship boundary.
Okay, I just
of
wanted
physical-
to know where we
yeah,
were going.
things were intimate and it was unacceptable. Let me put it that way.
Because I didn't know maybe this was like Hallmarkian, because in like those movies, like they're in
Yeah.
love, but like they don't touch each other, and then all of a sudden they're engaged
No.
at the
Oh.
end of the movie, and I'm like,
No, it
you
was
guys
clearly
missed
more
some-
than
There's
just
usually
friends.
intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure we're not Hallmarkian here.
Hallmarky. Oh, I love that.
I am blown away by that, bro.
Well,
That
I'm
is-
telling you, this is not a rarity.
wow.
So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I know what I want. Now I know what I'm not willing to deal with anymore.
yeah.
But that has to come. I have to be very clear about that from the beginning. Not bringing up the
shocked.
past, but like, hey,
With
this
yourself.
is what's up.
Clear with yourself.
Yes, yeah.
Because that reads with your ability to accept certain things out of somebody, or even state a boundary if you need to. But
Sure.
you can catch a vibe of somebody. If you sometimes you just know, like, that girl's not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
You don't even have, or dude, you don't have to say it. You just fucking know. I have certain friends that I know I can't do or say something around because they don't like that. And so I'm not
Right.
going to do it because I just know.
Like your potty mouth.
That's not going to stop. But there are a million things that you can be aware of wanting and not wanting and all of that. And that
Yeah.
is a really key element to like finding your ultimate goal match, or even if that's not a match, even if that's just you being like single and ready to mingle for your whole life. Like
I'm sorry, I'm just so stuck on this guy, and
Most people do.
I want to report him to the relationship police, which is probably us, but I am so morally offended by this, and I know that it is a thing. Because
you know what broke my heart is that he was a really, really great person, and I know that I sound crazy saying that.
Throwing
I know
the
that,
desk.
but I mean that. That's what was so confusing about it.
Did he think it was okay? Does he take medicine?
We never talked about it. Never talked.
I don't know. I
You
dated
didn't
a
need
guy.
closure on a sort of dissertation as to what happened?
No, I can close that. Like that's.
Oh, that's
I don't
good,
need.
good.
I dated a guy that was like volunteered for the homeless and took care of his sick mother, but he was not a good dude. But like he looked like he was. I know
Yeah.
my boyfriend might have a connection with someone who like looks good on paper, but like not a good person. Like
yeah.
it's like I don't
People
know.
mask it real well.
People mask it
sometimes
really well.
with
Some they
activities.
like with activities, exactly.
Or random
Fluff.
social media posts.
Fluff. It's like
Right.
no thanks.
Idiots. Anyway, now that we've done our civic duty and everyone's going to go tell everybody to fuck themselves when they ask you about your singleness, we're going to give you some ideas for how to really like revel in your singleness.
And I feel like you
celebrate
are
it.
real good at this,
Let's
Brooke.
do it.
Real
Let's do
fast.
it.
Do you pamper
Real
yourself and buy yourself presents, which you clearly did? Do you do that kind of shit? Because you're like, what?
Are we talking about presents specifically?
Like, yeah, or
And just
just
pampering,
or whatever.
yeah.
time.
I pamper myself every day in some way.
Love it.
Whatever that means. Whatever that means. In some way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Finding
Good.
time for yourself.
Also, you mentioned you find time for family and friends and you feel like you get your love quota from them.
Yeah, yeah. And for myself and people I meet. You know, I love meeting new people, and that really fulfills my heart and the energy. But that's what I did this year is I really focused on deep friendships. I noticed I had a lot of acquaintances. Do you ever like LA's like, I don't know. I know so
Yeah.
many people, but it's like, let's focus. Who's my team?
So focus on your
Ride or
family and
dies.
friends right now. You guys, it's the same kind of like love. Give them, do all those things. Watch a movie with those friends. Get dressed up to the nines and go out with your girl and have a glass of wine and like have dinner. What's the fucking difference? Not really much.
Same activity, different human. Also, knowing exactly how you want to feel. So, like, obviously you never want to feel that way that you were with that guy and he actually had a girlfriend. And I know I don't want to ever feel like I was with a guy who then woke up one day and was like, I need therapy. Like, I want to feel like secure. And I mean, listen, go to therapy, but like make that a regular thing. Don't make it like a surprise.
Yeah.
And need to stop doing everything else. But you just know what you want. You want love, being cherished, you want to be appreciated, you want to laugh, whatever it is. Just figure that shit out and then get it.
And then revel in whatever you are. Right now we're talking about singleness, so we're going to say revel in your singleness. You can also revel in your relationship too. But like think about what we talked about. We're not trying to down being in a relationship, but the grass is always greener on the other side, right? So think about the things you can do because you're single. You can just go to another city if you want. You can fucking eat all the food you want and then like not talk to anybody and just sit on your couch and like go to sleep and not have to like meet parents and not have to buy gifts for other people. Like think about the things that you don't have to do because you're not what kind of emotionally responsible for someone else. Kind of nice sometimes.
Yeah, like spend all your money on yourself.
Yeah, do it.
Hey.
I love doing that.
Oh, and if you want to spend money on yourself, guys, you should go to our Amazon store and buy all the things we like.
You guys,
you'll love
and just celebrate love itself in general. Be happy for those that are in love. Be happy for yourself that you love your friends and love yourself. And
obviously, if you listen and watch our show, because this is a vodcast, that you obviously love just like we do, because you wouldn't be listening to this
you guys,
otherwise. Because
we
all we
just
talk about
found
is
out
love.
that vodcast is a word. Thanks,
It's a
Jeff.
video and podcast, so we have a vodcast.
That's what this is.
I
Thanks
didn't
for
even
tuning
know.
in to our vodcast.
And before we wrap up, Brooke, tell everyone where they can see your
Everything.
last film that's doing the festival circuit, and then the one to look out for in the new year.
Cool. Well, just go to my website, brooketrantor.com, because the film is not available, but we'll have screenings soon.
Great.
And that's where everything is on my website, and all my social media handles are at Brooke Trantor, Trantor.
Great.
Pretty simple.
And you can run into her at your nearest Gelson's.
Hey,
Hey.
That's right.
if you drop cookies, I might look.
I am
Just say friendly hi.
just beware of the food allergies, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You guys. Okay, we had so much fun. We love talking about this. You guys, if you're single, just like embrace it and tell people to go fuck themselves. That's a nice Christmas message, don't you think? I feel like it is.
Or you should do? You should take a photo shoot of you and yourself and send it to everyone of your.
Wait, you guys. You
Like
should see my
Sears.
Christmas cards this year.
Stop
Is it you just celebrating life?
Okay, we didn't even get a chance to talk about my plants, but I have over 50 plants.
Oh my god.
Hence Botanical Bay is my web series.
Love
blah, blah,
it.
blah. I am just surrounded in my plants, and it says, "Happy holidays from me and my family to you and yours."
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
I'll
Guys,
send you one.
send
I'll
one
send
to
you one.
us.
Marry
I am.
Brooke if you
I am.
don't.
I am.
You guys, it's amazing. And also, when you're, if someone says something to you about being single and you're single, just change their perspective. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
Give
all you
them
have to do.
a
Just be
really
like, listen,
thorny
guys,
plant.
it's not that big of a deal. And then give them a cactus and say, you're a prick.
Hey!
How about that? Okay, guys, and don't forget to tune in next week for our very first episode in December. And we're getting, oh my God, into the holiday spirit with Joe Town, the feng shui guy.
Feng Shui for love,
I
friends.
just can't even with feng shui. I'm so excited. And Jen, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Jennifer Golden on all the social media platforms. Where can everyone find you, Lauren?
At not Jennifer Golden.
Exactly.
At
That's her
Lauren-
handle now.
At Lauren Leonelli on all the social medias. And don't forget to follow us at Complicated Show. And you can tune in to AfterBuzz TV because we do a recap of Lifetime's TV's Married at First Sight, Honeymoon Island, right after the show. So tune in and watch
More
that
of
too.
us.
More of us talking about relationships. Thanks again, Brooke. Everyone, it's almost December. Happy holidays. We'll be back next week. Love you a long time.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.